Why don't we stop by West Side? I heard there was a new gun store in town.
You had me a new gun store.
I didn't say many words beyond that. So.
To West Side!
Okay. Okay, somewhere around here is a new gun store.
I see a liquor store. Oh, hey, armaments! You got an SVD, okay, you got a P90.
I know you like that.
You got an ACR. Adapt or die. That's exactly what the ACR failed to do. And that is why you don't see them. I want guns.
I also need guns.
Yeah, he won't stop using grenades. Can you stop pushing her across the counter?
Push her back where she belongs. Come on.
Mike in here, like, put the woman back in the kitchen where she belongs.
So, what do you have?
This isn't a store at all.
Till next time.
This gun shop sucks.
Wait, I forgot. We're in the wrong store, Zach. It's a restaurant.
Clearly not the gun store.
It
says guns.
See, the thing is, that's a quantum door. You have to tune it to the right frequency.
Oh my god, there it is.
Hey.
That's
Whoa.
a gun store.
Now we're in the gun store. Thank God. All right, what do you got? You got P90. Finally, I can have a P90. All right, what do you got? You got an ACR. Great. You got an ACR. So you got an ACR in 10.5, ACR in 16-inch, 5.7s, M82 Barrett, MP5 and 10mm. Hell yeah. MP5 A5, MP5 A5, MP5 SD. Cool. P90. A rail cannon. Rail guns. Dragnov. P90. Why would I want to put an extended barrel on the P90?
For accuracy?
That doesn't make any sense.
Yay, you got me a present.
Yeah, I got you the, I took the railgun off of Metal Gear Rex and I miniaturized it.
You know what's my favorite Metal Gear Solid game?
Yo, I got an MP5 and 10mm. Let's fucking go. The MP5, the 10mm MP5 is just, it's an MP5, but it shoots a 10mm round.
As opposed to what it normally fires, which is
9mm.
Okay.
So it's 1mm bigger.
All right, slightly larger MP5.
And it's a lot more powder behind it. I'm pretty sure they made them specifically for the FBI because the FBI for a very short period of time was like, we're going 10 mil on everything. 10 mil forever. And then like very shortly after accepting that, they went, actually our little sissy boys can't shoot 10 mil because it's too powerful. We're going to go to 40 Smith & Wesson instead.
History lesson.
Yeah. And a P90. Oh, look, it's even got the ring sight on it, which is fucking terrible.
Oh, no.
It's even got the really bad optic.
It's so accurate.
No, well, it's missing the iron sights.
Oh.
There's iron sights on a P90. Can you guess where the iron sights on the P90 are?
As high as they could possibly go.
No, the iron sights are on the right and left side of the optic.
Oh, all right.
So it's just missing a little notch on the right and left side of the optic. I've owned two PS90s now, which is the civilian semi-auto version of a P90. The first time I owned one, I had owned it for probably about a good year, and then somebody pointed out that there were iron sights on it. And I was like, there's no fucking iron sights on a P90, you stupid idiot. You dumb moron. There's no iron sights on this thing. And then I went home and picked up my P90, and I was like, see, there's no iron sight. There's iron sights on this.
Yeah.
How did I not know there's iron sights on this gun?
You learn something new every day.
Yeah, just didn't even realize they were on there. I was much stupider back then.
Yep.
I still am, but I was also stupid then. I like how the thing to check if it's loaded or not, the character kind of doesn't know what to do, because there's really no good way to check if the magazine is... There's really no good way to check if there's a round in the P90, aside from taking the magazine out.
So your character just shrugs.
So you kind of go, it's probably loaded. The two ways to check if your P90 is loaded is to turn the entire gun over so that you're now holding it upside down and pull the charging handle back a little bit to see if there's a round in the chamber. The other way is to continue holding the gun normally, press the magazine release, lift up on the magazine release and prop it on the top of the stock, and then pull the charging handle back to see if there's a round in the chamber.
It's so complex.
Yeah, it's a little annoying. Don't get me wrong, man. I love the P90. I really do. I think the P90 is amazing. I think it's super cool, but it is, at the end of the day, a blowback-operated submachine gun with really fucking goofy magazines that shoots a cartridge that is of questionable usefulness.
That explains why most of the magazines I've seen for the P90 are transparent.
So that you can see how many rounds are in the mag? Yeah. I love the P90. It's so freaking cool. But because it was not widely adopted by basically anybody, Like, there's some militaries that adopted it, there's some police units that adopted it, but not in, like, large enough numbers to really mean anything. Nobody developed good magazine pouches for it, or sling systems, or ways to attach lights to it. It's just kind of like everything was an afterthought.
Yeah, I guess there is no rail to attach a flashlight.
You can bolt rails to the sides of it, but that's kind of about it. And then there was a version of the P90 that's the P90TR, which stands for triple rail, where instead of having the emergency iron sights or having the ring sight optic on there, it's just 3 rails. So 2 rails on each side and then 1 on the top so that you can attach whatever optic you want and then lights or lasers. And they discontinued it. They stopped making it. Why is there a circus over there?
Oh, the circus is in town! Yay!
No, because this is Vegas, I don't think that's the circus. I think that's Circus.
I don't. What does that mean?
It's a casino, and it's a nightmare of a casino.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's not bad. It's an experience. If you like people watching, Circus is like people watching on hard mode.
Oh, so it's like the Walmart of casinos.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. Yeah, it's a crazy place, man.
All right.
Yeah, FN discontinued the P90TR. They just decided, we don't need to make the TR anymore. Nobody wants that one. So now the only one they make is the one that has the emergency sights on it. But because the ring sight optic is not very good and also stupidly expensive, the only one that the FN sells anymore is this one with this big goofy rail on it that has an iron sight in the center of the rail. So now when you buy a PS90 or a P90 from FN, it's got 3 iron sights on it. It's got one on the left side of the receiver and right side of the receiver, and then one on the rail in the middle of the receiver, which is adjustable from 3 different points. Everything about the P90 is weird and goofy. Now they have a newer version of the ring sight optic, which is a battery-powered one. But the original one was powered by fiber optics and tritium. And there's 2 spots that it can be illuminated from with fiber optic, from the front and from the top. It's real weird. Like, why would you design an optic like that? Everything about the P90 is weird.
It makes it fascinating. It makes it interesting.
It's a very, very interesting submachine gun. It's really cool. I think they're really neat, but you kind of really gotta want to use one in order to use one. Because now you gotta find some weird ad hoc way to carry your magazines. They don't fit in submachine gun magazine pouches, and they barely fit in AR magazine pouches. They're too long to be held in a standard retention AR mag pouch that uses like flaps. They're too long to go in there.
Yeah.
The flaps won't close. So you gotta use like an elastic retention one, and then those don't work great.
You're generally not bringing a P90 into combat. You're holding onto it as a collector's item or for shooting competitions or something.
Yeah, you're getting it more of like a collector's gun. And again, that wasn't really its purpose. The P90 was designed more as like, well, to be completely fair, the PDW trials weren't specifically for the P90. The PDW trials that NATO started doing in the 80s were for the cartridge, not the weapon. They were trying to find a cartridge to replace 9mm. And there's some people that are speculating that the... Hang on, we're going to use a P90 on this guy. There we go. Woo! There's some people that are speculating the entire reason that they did that cartridge was because basically the Belgians and the French were like, hey, NATO, you know what would be really cool? You know what would be really cool, you guys? If you adopted this fun cartridge we made, that'd be really great. And then you can give us lots of money. You can give us a lot of money. That would be fun. And NATO was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, there's some speculation that maybe it was kind of a political dealing to get this cartridge replaced. Oh, and then there's a whole nother thing about the 5.7 cartridge that everybody always says whenever you read about the P90 or the 5.7 cartridge is that it was designed to defeat Soviet body armor. And I probably said that at one point in the past, but more information has come out recently that it was never designed to penetrate Soviet body armor. In fact, it can't penetrate Soviet body armor because most of the time, the Soviet body armor was a 6mm thick titanium plate.
Oh.
Which you can't even really penetrate with most standard 5.56 ammo.
Yeah.
You can if you use like AP ammo, but then you're getting into a whole different thing. So the concept of it penetrating this armor was kind of a farce just to begin with. They did have an armor plate that it had to penetrate, which was a 1mm thick titanium plate with like 20 layers of Kevlar. And yes, P90 AP ammo will go through that. But it's like, nobody's using that plate as body armor. That plate exists only for saying that it will penetrate armor.
Okay.
So yeah, the 5.7 cartridge was designed as a bid to replace 9mm, which it failed at. And then I think in even more of the trials, because I have like the 80-page document, I've been reading through it.
Of course you do.
I was reading through it recently. From the total trial, I think what they said happened was 5.7 is ballistically better against unarmored targets, but 4.6 has more armor penetration. And the reason for that is because 4.6 is just straight up like a tungsten penetrator.
Okay.
Well, 4.6 AP ammo is just straight up like a tungsten or a carbide penetrator, whereas 5.7 is a penetrator inside a copper jacket. So despite the fact that 5.7 is a bigger bullet than 4.6, 4.6 has a more substantial penetrator to it.
Packs a lot in a small package.
Anyway, I've rambled about the P90 for long. I like the P90. Do you know why I like the P90? I guess the fact that it's a completely ambidextrous bullpup is kind of interesting.
Amazing.
I think it's
Truly
super
a
cool.
straight wall cartridge.
The 5.7 by 28mm cartridge has no parent cartridge. Its magazine is unique to this gun. 90 degrees when they get to the end of the magazine. Yeah, look at that thing.
Such a distinctive profile.
Yeah.
Hello?
Remember, hold on. Let me disable the diner for a second so we don't keep on hitting that. And that's ZL Armaments. And then there's the West Side Liquor Store door.
Good lord.
Yep, alright.
Put 3 doors on top of this thing.
Yep.